Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Sit and Talk is about emotional regulation. I've given a couple of talks to groups recently, and the feedback that I've gotten is how calm I am. And I think it's pretty funny because I've also been pretty honest about the circumstances that we're currently in. I've shared this in the last few videos about having moved into a house that's not finished yet, and also trying to get together a family trip to Spain that we booked the tickets last March, and we're leaving on the 30th, and there's a lot of details that need to be attended to. I shared in the last video about how I'm the one that sets the tone in the family. If I don't react over or underreact to what's going on, it actually keeps everything on an even keel. I have had a couple of moments in the last week where I reacted a bit, and now I've stepped back and kind of turned it over to consciousness to see how it's all going to organize in our favor. We'll see. We'll see if certain things come together in the next couple of weeks. It's a reflection of what's going on in the world today, where there's all this tremendous amount of chaos and drama, and a lot of things that are designed to keep people off kilter, to put them into panic and fear. People in panic and fear are much more easily manipulated. Ultimately, however, it's not going to work. Authoritarian dictatorships don't last. They're always overcome. It's much harder to do in these current circumstances because we have these wonderful set of checks and balances. However, the things that are being smashed are things that can be reorganized, rewritten in a way that is more up-to-date, inclusive, equitable for everyone. I'm excited to see how those changes come about. I'm not super happy with the amount of pain, death, and destruction that's going on right now. How do you keep an emotional regulation? I mean, it's not about denial. This is not spiritual bypassing kind of thing. How do you acknowledge what's going on in the world and keep some kind of emotional balance? The way that I do it is that I make sure to connect to myself as consciousness, and it gives me a bigger perspective of what's going on in the world, but it also connects me to that part of myself that is beyond my physical form, beyond my history of everything that I've lived up till now. Because I'm greater consciousness, all my lifetimes, past, future, whatever lifetimes are happening at once. And as consciousness, I can make an energetic shift. And even as I'm talking now, I'm in this really beautiful neighborhood with lots of wonderful trees, and immediately trees come into focus for me. It's a reassurance that maybe trees are symbolic because, they're the lungs of the earth, but also they live a really long time. I just learned that the London Plain, there are some trees planted in London that are this hybrid of the American sycamore and the Oriental Plain. They were planted in like 1760, 1790, something like that, and they're still alive. They're still going strong. If you tune into the energy of trees, there's a wonderful calmness and placidity about them because they're just there observing, and they've been here forever. That was an interesting side note. I just know for myself is when I'm focused on the trees, or if I tune into trees, then I know that I'm also connected as myself, as consciousness, and it does give me a sense of calm, a sense of being rooted that's needed. It gives you a sense, when you're connected like that, of your own inner power, your own inner authority, and then you don't need to react to people who are trying to dominate or have power outside, because those are acts of weakness, and you don't have to react or respond to those. Emotional regulation. The other thing is that my body will react to these things because my body only knows what it's known in its lifetime. It gets triggered about childhood things. And so it's my job as consciousness to be the adult to my inner child. No little kid wants to see an adult freaking out and having a temper tantrum. What little kids want is they want to be calmed down. They want to be comforted. So I can do that. And by me being emotionally regulated, I also create a sense of calm and security for myself, and then am able to extend that to others. So consider what's going on in your life, and if there are times where you feel emotionally dysregulated, and what can you do to connect as consciousness and create a space of safety for within yourself. And everybody has a different way of doing it. And let me know in the comments below, because I love to read your comments. And if you like these videos, please share them with your family and friends and on your social media. And please like, subscribe, click the heart, the thumbs up, and all those things. Tell the algorithm to get this out far and wide and in front of somebody who really needs to see this information. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com, and I'll see you next week in another Weekly Musings.